Hello everyone and welcome back to beautiful Knuters, where we right away continue with our city development. Over here we have this very strange looking, old city center, I should say, right? So this was a big city center at some point. Now it's just one of the many that we have, whereas another one is forming on the other side of the river. But however, over here, I would like to change things around. First of all, we do have this tiny post office there that is not enough anymore for a city like Knuters. So one thing is we can add a second post office, or another thing I could do, I could just get the central post office into my city. This costs a bit more, but it would actually affect the whole town then with that, right? So as we can see, the range for it is pretty nifty. We could have it right here next to the research institute, so there is a nice plaza area where I would like to squeeze this one in. There you go. So we do have this area here forming, right? This very big avenue with huge buildings left and right, and this just then fits in nicely into this whole mess that we have there. Let's just also have some paved roads right around, and then on the back of it, of course, we should also have a street, and there is then this smaller entrance there, as there is this gate, very cute looking. And yeah, the front is just totally fine if we have some more paving, because there is already the paving that we have then here. Actually, it will also make sense to just have the street like this, right? Because it just fits to the overall skin of the building that we have these roads then left and right. However, I would still like to add some ornaments to this in the form of these enclosed trees that I like a lot. We can have them on the corner, and then just in the middle of it all we can have flower beds. Or we actually go with the enclosed greenery. I like that a lot, as well as it's just fitting into this area. Oh, wait a second. We do have a problem there. Where's the problem? There's just a frigate passing by, really. That's doing some damage here. By the way, my next dreadnought we could plan out pretty soon. We got the influence. However, I could also mix it up with a few more royal warships, and I'm going to do this. So 2 more royal warships that we can pump out there. After all, we do need some cannon fodder that is getting attacked and destroyed before the dreadnoughts take any damage. That would be my goal here. Then we have these here too. Right, I think this actually just fits in nicely there to this post office. With that, we should increase happiness again, as a lot of these people were not being met with the post office requirements with these artisans. And that's that. Another thing though for this whole area would be a church. So workers and artisans alike really love churches. We don't have one yet. And for that reason, let's just have a few of these people here. Let's actually have this here by the corner again. I like churches by the corner. And we can then add another church building to this one. And probably also these guys here. Right, so that... I mean, a church really does require a lot of space. We could do it like that. Having this one here. Then we got the space available. And then I do have another beautiful church that we can have then in this area. Yep, just like that. I really do like it at the corners, because it just fits so nicely with the paving of a church. And then we have that. And we can actually squeeze in some more houses then also into this area behind the building. And also here the connection. This is looking a bit strange though. Let's just check this out. Perhaps we can have these schools somewhere else. Now let's keep it like that. What actually is being able to be forced into this area is the school. So we can have the school and then some more buildings there again to squeeze in more people that can live then in this area. Here we're just going to have then the road connection, and probably once again a bit of a buffer zone there as well, so we can have some trees. Best is the mature trees like this, as a kind of like a little bit of a buffer zone there from my people to the industrial zone. Also gives me attractiveness, of course, and it doesn't look so naked anymore, which is always a nice thing to have then. Alrighty, that's that. Now I'm still planning with this area here. So we do have this post office here. I think we don't need it anymore. Let's get rid of that, and we should still see, yep, a perfectly supplied post demand for the people in this area. That's just very good, because we save some space with that. And then I can also start moving a few buildings here around. So we do have that theater there, which is looking strange, and the police station also is not really necessary anymore in this area. So let's use this one here for some additional houses that we can have then over there. And then we move the theater a bit further over there, and we should then be able, if I make this one right, use this area for... We use it for the university, or we get it for the church. And yeah, with that, with having the church up, we can have the university down here, which is fine because we're going to get another one for this district, and we already have mostly investors and engineers in this area, right? So we can have the research, the university for this area for now, until we can upgrade the last artisans in this area, and then we can actually get rid of it altogether. Let's just make here the road connection, and then on the other side of this campus, and then probably also some, let's use the enclosed trees for that. And boy, this menu is getting more complicated to me every time. I think this is much better to use. And with that, we have lots of space here to make a proper area for our bank, right? Because that bank really was a bit cramped, and I would definitely like to have a proper looking area for this. There you go. And then we just really still need, though, the road around it, as that bank, as we can see, also has the right skin for it. And then probably once again some ornaments left and right. And yeah, this is definitely looking a bit better. So we do have some enclosure, we do have two proper entrances on the back and the front, and also some statues there or something like that in order to make this one better. We do have then a bit more space in this area that I would like to use to move some of those engineers back again that we had moved because of the remodeling of some things, and we still would have one more slot available that I can add then to this one. And I don't think I actually can't find. Let's use those guys here. They will be very happy of actually now living in this area there once again. And then also something to close it off. But I think this is now looking much better. And then we still have this whole central area there. Let's also make it some paved road. And then we have the theater on that side, which also will have two entrances once again. And then also here the church, being also surrounded by some ornaments then here in the center. So we got it all together, all combined, and all of them should be happy. Let's check it out. Yes, we can upgrade the remaining artisans here. We still have 300 artisans available. So with those guys here, we are getting now at the limit, but we have 1,200 farmers with the latest district up there. So plenty of farmers we could upgrade, and we will upgrade, of course. So these guys now that we've planted can be upgraded. And then we got a few more over here. Yep, also that far outside there would be more. I think here though, this is all workers already, right? So we could upgrade those workers then here a bit closer to the city center. And then definitely more over here on the other side. In this new district here, we can add plenty of them. We really don't need those farmers anymore for anything else, right? So let's go crazy on that. That's 1,100 workers in addition, ready to be upgraded once more then at some point if I feel the need for it. The permit is also coming along, fantastic, so I don't need to wait for that too much for that much longer anymore. And then we have this main road there. By the way, do we need... There is the electricity. I don't need a train here, right? So we have plenty of electricity now with that power plant. And for this area, we can have then a dedicated power plant there as well. And how's it looking with the oil? Oil is going down, so we do need to work on that as well. I only have 20 influence left. That would be enough for building that trade union. We are already boosting the oil power or the oil refinery, so there's not that much I can do anymore. So I do need some items here to boost these guys now too. That shouldn't be the biggest problem though. The biggest problem definitely is that we have the admiral close by. So let's move my ships combined somehow over there, because Archie and Eli do have items to properly boost those refineries then as well. I would also like to move a few buildings around to make room in this area, because this is going to be another, there's going to be another big monument for us. And you probably guessed it already. It is, of course, our beloved town center, the town hall monument. There is still a bit of time. It's very, very stretchy, the whole thing. We can move some buildings over there for sure, because it doesn't really require that much. Construction area is blocked. There is still a road there. Now this is looking okay. And yeah, we can then have it here. And as we can see, it does affect all the people on the island, but in its direct vicinity, direct area, it only has those guys, but maximum for this as well, right? So a lot of them, because there will be some items we can use for it. The cool thing is, it is a monument. It requires a lot of resources, but it does not require influence and is a town hall nevertheless. Let's add it here for now. We can move it then around as well if we want to. I would like to move some of these houses here, if I can actually target them to that area for now. right? This looks a bit cramped, but of course it's not finished because we do need room for a warehouse here for the moment until we have finished this one. And then we can actually choose it. Timber and cement we have plenty of. Artisan workforce, not that much. So we are a bit negative there, but we have plenty of workers that would love to become artisans. And of course we will provide. I would like to finish a few more artisans over here, right? So it's a bit closer to the town center there. These guys there for sure. And then perhaps also up there a few more. And that's it. We are out of bricks actually, but we are also having enough artisans again. So this one is now starting its construction. There is already the resources getting over. Beautiful. And then we are going to make a proper town hall area there. We probably will need to move these buildings then to you know, make a proper plaza and something like that. And hooray, also our building permit just on time is finished. This also means now that we'll be able, or we are able to build scholar residences, our first ones. And of course, we're going to do this. For that, we do need another. Let's make a road here. Oh yeah, I don't have bricks anymore, so we do need to have dirt roads for now. Let's make it a proper road, and then we can add our first scholar residences to this area. And let's just see how we do this. Should they have a proper entrance, or they're just here? Yeah, let's have it like that. So they are a bit separated each, maximum space wasting, but it's going to look beautiful then, I think, with all of their extra entrances that they have then as well. And then of course also this row here and lots of green area between them. And here we do have then special entrances once more with these residences then. Ship constructed. Right, but we do need to wait for a few more bricks to come in. 15 bricks each one of them actually requires. And while bricks are coming in fairly quickly, it's still requiring some time there. What a beautiful building, really. It just fits together so nicely with the library, I think. And we got almost 30, so we can actually start building the first ones. Yeah, let's have them right here in the center. There's the first one. And with that, we also reach the age of intellect. Now, isn't that nice sounding? Age of intellect. And these guys will also now produce research points on their own, right? So we don't need to donate items anymore. They just produce it. So we got a balance of 5 now, of 6 actually. And with that, the more we have living here, the more research points we generate. And also the scholars offer now the guidance. So they would like to introduce us to all of whatever we have there with the permits. And by the way, I really don't like that skin. It's the grayish skin. Oh, even though that is a nice architecture, I would though like to have the red skin for this, as I think the red skin just fits in much better to our research institute then as well. Now more bricks, that also means more scholars that we can have as well. Let's have those, so that those are the building permits that we have now, right? So that's the maximum of what I can go for. Fortunately, it's always going into the wrong color with it. And I will have to manually adjust this one just like so. And of course ornaments we are going to add then later. Now this will further bump it up to 16, yeah, probably 20 around that. And with that, what we can do is we can then continue also starting developing items, right? So stuff that is directly boosting our economy, or even better, items for the zoo and stuff like that. Next up would be probably then already the next donation, because we don't have enough points there right now. And let's just check it out what we could bump up here. Actually nothing. I don't want to spend any epic items on it, so we're just going to wait it out there a bit for the research points. Now however, what we have in store would then be my Ferraz. So he is already in one of my, he should be in one of my ships now. So also lots of bricks. Or was it up there? There is Ferraz actually, because I would like to get him to the oil pumpers then. And we also got a gift from our researchers. It's just some very suspicious looking crates right here in the city center. Let's click on them. And we do get the Encyclopedia Universalis for donation. So we can go ahead and take it in here, donation to science. And then it should be something that we have not equipped really, but in storage. There it is. And this gives me 100 science points or research points. Thank you very much. And with that, we should then also invest it into any research field or craft any item. Let's go with technology. I love to invest it first into that. In industry, we have civil and maritime. With the industry, we got a very, very sexy items that boost our economy a lot. So I can go into this. We can then do the same thing right away. So this is instant, more or less, right? Identify items. It just costs me a bit of research points, and that's it. And then I think, yep, craft any item would be my next one. This, however, does require then some more research points, as we can see, 500 for only the basic items there as well. And we also got then the heavy items up there. This one, 5,000 research points. And this one here, which is really good actually, also 5,000. So looking forward to these items. Right now, I still need to wait there a bit further. We can invest, however, the remaining science points that we have, 250, perfect, into the next. Oh no, the next campus extension requires 1,000. And then I need to wait a bit longer on that. We don't really need to wait that much longer on anything else though here. We can continue with our developing of the industrial zones. I would like to make this one looking a bit more organized, right? So at the moment it is really looking chaotic in most cases. And we can definitely make this one a bit better looking overall by just moving things around and also moving the streets a bit around so that we have a few more organized blocks than like this. Do we need sawmills there actually? Yeah, we still need them. That's fine. Over here, we can definitely improve that layout. And of course, also paving the roads in the industry zone, speeding up general transportation. Definitely also, let's continue with advancing a few more people to artisans. We still have workers over here that would very much like to become artisans. And we do have enough workers anyway, 1,800 actually, that we can still go ahead with. So let's have them here a bit closer than to the scholar residence as well. And then of course, this whole side there I would like to bump up as well. Some farmers in between. And then we're out of bricks again. Anyway, there's, by the way, we do have more bricks in store in my cargo ship. Another 50 tons. Perfect. And perhaps another proper item. I would love the coal permit if we get that a second time. Finally, the item is in. So let's use, there we have it, Faras Al-Zarami once more for these items. And this is another 50% boost for both of my oil refineries, and with that I hope that we do have enough oil then again that we can bump up. Even if it's 0, we still should have enough oil to power our electrical power plants. It's just really not any buffer anymore, right? So any additional one we probably will not be able to afford then. Now, because we have another striking problem, which is my influence, I would like to improve that as well. For that, I've moved now a lot of buildings here from the center over to this side here. So we get lots of engineers suddenly in this area. That makes it possible for me to build here a palace that we also want to have then in the area. So lots of city rebuilding, restructuring there once more. Let's just make this road here then complete. The palace is going to be quite expensive as always, so I will need to be careful about how much I spend. Also, we really don't have that much space on the island, so I would not like to waste too much on the palace, and we're going with a rather simplified version here as well. So this one is going to be something then that we can have on that side, right? And then perhaps a little corner over there. It's a city palace that we have, right? There's not much room here to do that much, and then we go up. Most likely we'll have then, yep, corners there again. Just check this out. We could actually have, no, let's have just more corners. Something here. And then it continues. Oops, not like that. There you go. And this is then just the entrance here once again to the palace grounds then as well. And in the front we also have then a bit of more space than in between. And the train passing through, right? So the train is always something interesting. Can we actually move the train somehow? It is really just going for this power plant there, I think, right? And then we have the other power plant. And then we don't have a train here. We could easily do this though and get rid of the tracks in this area. I probably will do this actually to beautify this area just a tiny bit. And then we have the palace here in the center with some ornaments then as well. With those modules, right, it's going to reach the majority of my city and especially all of my investors and engineers, also all the way into this side there. And that's not even boosted, right? So we can still extend its range then as well, of course. The whole palace will cost me actually not that much, right? 1.7 million. And the building materials we already have as well, almost. So it's not that far away really to do something there. However, what has been finished now is the second phase of the monument town hall, and we can then start with the third and final phase. 1,000 engineers, some caoutchouc we have, the light bulbs we have, the filaments we don't have. So we'll need to ramp up my filament production there for this major building then here as well, and probably. Yeah, probably actually just bump up my filament production. We should still have, there you go, still have 2 factories available as a buffer, right? So they're both producing now filaments, so that shouldn't be a big deal. Caoutchouc, however, is something we don't have the best production anymore. We have the caoutchouc plantations over here in Pedro Seca, and I'm not boosting them yet. Boosting them, they're not the happiest bunch anymore anyway. So rather than boosting them, I will just waste a bit more space that we have then. Right over there, most likely, with a warehouse and then some additional caoutchouc plantations. This is entirely possible, as there is still plenty of space over here for those factories. So that we basically doubled our caoutchouc production with that. Let's check it out if we have the trade route assigned for it. We do have a clipper on it at the moment that is getting all that over. I do, however, have Cloudburst, so another cargo ship, and I think I would prefer this. This clipper has nothing in store yet anyway, so let's assign Cloudburst to this one and also increase the volume of transportation for every round that it goes. To Knuters. In Pedro Seca, how much cargo do we have? Plenty of, I think, so cargo will not be the biggest problem that we'll have. We could even add some more storages then to this area, making a bigger harbor out of that, as we have also lots and lots of bricks. What is the problem though with my obreros? They're not the happiest right now. Beer, oh, a post office, really? Okay, so this is the mod. We do need a post office in the New World as well. For that we do need some glass, so glass is something that I have to get over then for Pedro Seca in order to improve its overall happiness there. However, we could also check if we're boosting a bit too many obreros then. Let's just check this. I think that's with the bricks. Do we do them here? No, we don't. It is the coffee that is the problem here. So getting rid of the coffee is entirely solving the problem. However, then we produce less coffee. We do, however, have 270 obreros left, so I can still add, beside the rum distillery, most likely another, yeah, actually 2 of them, of the coffee roasters, and this is fine as well. Let's also upgrade that warehouse. That would be then enough already. Yes, and I'm paying you, no problem. Just a few more obreros, please. I will probably need to get rid of those 2. Adding 2 more obreros then to this area should solve the problem for the workforce. Very good. So that is something, of course, that takes a bit of time now before it starts to tick in. My next dreadnought is in store though, so this one is now for affecting the red pepper farm, the vineyard, the hacienda, and the grain farms with productivity 40% increased, but champagne production in addition. I would like to get this over here to Ipspeech, where we do have our grape production, our vineyards. So this one is boosting those vineyards, and in addition, they produced then champagne already, which is really cool. So that is something to add. And then we have something for affecting the champagne cellars, and also the gramophone factory replacement. Instead of wood veneers, it just consumes logs. So this is something that we are going to need now too, as I would like to solve all the needs for my investors, right? So steam carriages and then the cigars, in order for them to go for skyscrapers that we want to have in the area as well, of course. Now that's that. I think we're rather golden on that for now. Oil, I'm fully expecting oil to come in though. And then we have still 2,000 artisans that would like to see some improvements. Yes, especially here by the palace then, of course. Let's continue with some additional upgrades in this area. Sure. Before we bump then over to artisans itself, so the engineers, right? And then we can have this whole bunch there upgraded. And then, oh, there's still also 2 workers in here, and there's another worker. This is getting tough now. Wow, it's 10. So this is very close. I really cannot do that much more here. And I will then just use, there it was, negative, but it's bumping up again. And then just a few more here to engineers. We are really stretching it right now with the population. And I can also still continue then here with some additional people in that district still, right? As we just need it. We still, after all of this, still need some people everywhere. And this space here I need to keep available right now, because there's going to be some bigger factories in the future as well.
Ship under attack.
Okay, what's going on here? That's just Sean. Good to see the great mortars once again in action from time to time, destroying those ships. and probably giving me some good loot in the process there. There is something. Please don't be rum. Please don't be rum. It's gold. But just a bit of gold. Who needs gold? Let's throw it overboard for the fishes. They like gold all the time. I should also start then combining my forces again, because I'm in the mood of some conquering, and we are going to do that at some point later. Oh, there's the next attack coming in. I'll just leave you be with these beautiful pictures. And then we continue onwards here. Stay tuned.
Ceasefire has ended.